Welcome to the Albert and Billy Show, everyone, here on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 Valley TV and YouTube. Can't forget YouTube, can I? Been doing real good about that.
You won't forget it.
No, because I like to aggravate you too much about it. It is kind of, I don't really know what you call it outside, Pawpaw. It was pretty.
I'll tell you what it is. It's dry.
Yeah.
For the next 7 days, I did not see one sprinkle of rain in the paper as a forecast.
Oh, okay.
And your flowers out here are as dry as a bone.
And by the way, they're not my flowers, folks.
They're on the street where you live. That's another song, Daryl.
Yeah.
But
I'll write that one down. That might be a hit.
It might be.
I think it turned out to be a hit. If I could be on the street where you live. But those flowers are bone dry.
And Pawpaw has took it upon himself to take care of those flowers. They're not ours. I mean, I don't know who. I really can't remember who set them there.
I'm getting the dead blooms off, that's all I can tell you.
But Pawpaw does take care of them.
I can't water them though. I don't have any water.
But he's not going to water them today.
If I had a 5-gallon milk bucket like we used to have in the dairy farms, I would give you 5 gallons of water.
By the way, there's not a water spigot nowhere on Main Street. I was present.
True.
And I had to go all the way to the top of the hill to get the water spigot.
That's true. But if those flowers do die, by Georgie, it won't be because of you, will it? Because you kept them alive a lot longer than what they would have been.
Well, I think once they did die.
I think they did. You did kind of resuscitate them a little bit.
I gave up on them. And somebody, I don't know, somebody came along mysteriously and sprinkled a little fertilizer on them.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Maybe God smiled on them. I don't know.
Because that really wasn't you, was it?
No, I didn't do a thing.
Well, thank you, mysterious stranger, kind mysterious stranger. We appreciate that. And the flowers really appreciate it.
They're pretty all over town.
Yeah, they are. We just got to take care of them, don't we?
Well, I'm not going to pull the dead blooms off all of them.
No. I don't blame you for that.
I would have had time.
I know you would. I've seen him do it many, many times. I've actually got onto him for it and said, quit taking care of those. That's not your, job to do that. But that's just Pawpaw for you, isn't it?
Well, I stay too busy.
It's a community.
That's true.
I stay too busy.
Yes, that you do.
I'll be glad when I get old enough to retire. Then I'll have time.
I know it. Maybe you'll be ready in about 10 years. We'll see.
I hope.
Well, we got a few announcements. This is an important one, and it's going to be on Saturday, September 26th. It's the second annual Sherry's Ride for Cancer Care Team. They started this last year. I'm pretty sure it's in honor of maybe, well, I don't want to say for sure because I can't.
Sherry.
Yeah, definitely Sherry, but I was going to say Pendergrass, but I don't. Okay, that's what I thought.
That's what I remember.
I just wanted to be sure on that.
I've got an image up here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in honor of her, and it's a really good event. It'll take place at the fairgrounds Saturday, September 26th. Starts at 10 o'clock a.m. And they're raising money to help neighbors through the Bledsoe County Cancer Care Team. They'll have a big country breakfast. That'll get folks out. Trust me on that. It'll be from 7 to 9:30 a.m. And it'll be open to the whole community on a takeout basis. So you'll have to take out. You don't eat it there. It'll be on a takeout basis. But it does say there is limited outdoor seating. So if you get there early enough, you can sit down and relax and eat at the fairgrounds.
That way you can eat more. You eat more if you can.
Exactly, because you can go back for more, can't you? And this is good too. There'll be a quilt made by Judy Yates, owner of the Loom, and an Afghan made by Miss Loretta Stevens. I love her. I love that woman.
Loretta.
And she does a good job. Yeah.
Why do I not know her?
If you saw Miss Loretta, you would know her.
You'd know her.
And she's a big fan of our show too. So hello, Loretta. And you do make really good Afghans. And so that'll be prizes that they'll give away at this event. So it says, please support your neighbors who are battling cancer. And then another country breakfast will take place. This one will be this Saturday, though,
Tomorrow.
the 19th. This one is at Fall Creek Falls Fire Department. It'll be from 7 to 10 a.m. They've always got a good menu, Papa. They got biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, pancakes. They're like the only one that has pancakes, so
Yeah, they're the only one.
they really are, and I love pancakes. And they got hash browns, bacon, sausage, country ham, fried bologna, fresh fruit, and the drink you can get orange juice, coffee, or milk. It's $7 per plate. Remember, all this goes to the fire department out at Fall Creek Falls, so it is for a really good cause. And children under 10 can eat free. So,
We've got the 9 Mile Bluegrass
and
Festival coming up this
yes,
tonight
that
and
starts
tomorrow
tonight. Yes, and it's at the fire department.
At the fire department.
So this
Straight
one will
up
be
the
It's
road.
$5.
Straight up the road.
usually, yeah. So yeah, it's usually $5 a person, and I'm pretty sure they do the under 10 gets in free, don't they? They
Yes,
used
yummy
to.
food.
They got great food.
Great.
They always have the best concession stand
They
ever.
do.
Let me tell you, if breakfast has country ham on it, they have paid through the nose to give
Oh.
you that meat. Let me tell you, it's not cheap to buy a country ham.
You would know.
Now,
I'll tell you.
bologna is a different horse of a different color if it's made out of a horse.
I don't like bologna.
Especially bologna horse.
I'm having to eat beef bologna. My doctor took me off of pork.
Beef bologna.
And 4 or 5 slices cost me $2.50.
Is beef bologna, does it look the same as the
Oh yeah, you can't tell any difference
okay.
except in the price.
I don't really like bologna though, but it's kind of because you know what, I won't say because I don't want to scare everybody else away from bologna, so I'll just keep it to myself. But
There you go.
somebody told me and it messed it up for me. I don't eat it no more.
Well, hot dogs are the same thing.
I know, and I haven't gave them up yet.
Especially the kosher ones like we were talking about last week.
Exactly. Well, you've got an announcement, don't you, Papa, about the Pottsville Fire Department?
Now this is tomorrow also. And we're going to have grilled chicken dinner.
Sounds good.
And it's going to be served from 4 to 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I like that
It's going to
time.
be there at the fire hall on College Street or Municipal Drive, whichever one you want to call it.
Right.
Mayor Cagle wants it to be Municipal Drive. Albert Roberts wants it to be College Street.
Because Albert Roberts lives on that street.
So it's College Street to my house.
They're literally right next door to you, aren't they?
So you're going to be able to have the chicken, which is grilled,
I like
and you'll have
grilled
2
chicken.
sides to go with your meat. You'll also have a roll and dessert and a drink. So they
Sounds
want you
pretty
to
good to
come
me.
and enjoy. It's at 87 Municipal Drive. Okay, Albert. So much for that. Mayor Cagle
Well,
has.
you can call it College Street if you want.
Hey, listen, my address says 29 College Street.
All you gotta do is say, hey, it's next to my house. That's all you gotta do.
There you go.
It's just a hop, skipping away.
But you can eat in or you can carry out,
Yeah.
whichever you prefer. But the proceeds are for the operation of the fire
Yeah,
department.
so it's important
And
too.
there is no fee given,
But there is a fee.
but
There is
they
a fee.
probably expect you to give at least $10.
Well, something. I don't know what the fee
You may
is, but
call
there's
to
a
find
fee.
out how much it is by dialing 447-6222.
Yeah.
447-6222, and they'll let you know how much it is.
Oh yeah, and because it's for a good cause too.
But if you play your cards right, you can eat from 4 to 7
you could.
by eating slowly. You said relax a while ago.
Yeah, and just chill out. You
Yeah.
do that every meal, don't you? He does it every meal. He's the slowest eater in the world.
I want to tell you, this is a true story.
His pocket.
This is a true story. We,
hear it.
if you remember, we gave a benefit for Carolyn,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I think we raised $22,000.
Oh, it was amazing because we didn't even get to plan it out that long.
It was
so
unreal.
it was
But
amazing.
anyway,
yeah.
I was the monitor at the high school in the lunchroom
Yeah, I
for 7
remember.
years.
I remember that.
Some of the kids that I talk to every day,
Oh, they love you.
one of them was there at the breakfast that morning.
Oh, really?
So he stayed. I
Yeah.
saw him a little while later. And he walked over to me and said, Albert, I want to tell you something. He said, I went through the line twice to help you out. He brought a breakfast twice and ate 2 breakfasts.
That's pretty good, Papa.
I thought that was one of the sweetest things I ever heard in my life.
That is. That's a good kid to do that. Yeah.
I don't remember his
Those
name.
kids loved you, though. They loved you down there.
Listen, they called me 3 weeks ago yesterday, wanted to know if I could be a substitute this year. And
You could have said,
I said no. Well, I've got congestive heart failure. In addition to that, since I was in school last, I'm a diabetic.
I think you're going to get that under control, though. You're doing pretty good.
You do?
I do.
Well, Dr. Billy, I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, thank you.
Listen, I just felt like it'd be best, and I want to stand up. I don't want to sit down when I'm done. And listen, I don't do any teaching. I graduated in 1953. Do you really think I can teach?
You do give them a lot of knowledge. You tell some good stories.
Well, I
That's
tell them
why
jokes.
they love you. That's why they love you.
That's the reason they like me.
And he knows a lot about history in this county and town.
If I have history or in English, I'm in good shape.
Yeah,
And
you are really good at those.
I love working with the special needs children. They've got one in the middle school and they've got one in high school.
Yeah.
And they use me quite often in those 2 departments. And
That's good.
let me tell you, that is rewarding.
It is.
Rewarding.
It is. Yeah, it is. That would be.
And
All up
Very
for
rewarding.
Book number 3, Albertology.
Well, that would be a good
Everything
title.
Albertology.
That would be a good title, Papa. On the break, we'll have to plan that out there.
I don't know where I came up with that Albertology, but
It's good stuff.
I like it. It's funny.
It's worked
funny.
out. And then, whenever you come, you or Vicky one. Vicky has a thumb in this thing. If either one of you ever come up with a different format than what I've worked out, well, you just let me know.
No, Albertology's been a pretty good hit. I think we'll leave that alone.
Listen, I was in Dunlap shopping the other day at Walmart.
Yeah.
I was looking for I was looking for washcloths. I went to the dollar store here and couldn't find one. I'm not lying. I went 3 times. But I went to.
I'm speechless.
I'm looking for washcloths, and I finally zeroed in an aisle that I thought it'd be on. And I'm looking at where I'm going, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see a woman walking toward me.
Yeah.
And she's walking. She doesn't have a buggy. She has things in her arms. She has a mask on, but she's walking straight toward me, and so I keep on scooting over. She keeps on kidding. Finally, she gets right up next to me and said, "You're Albert." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "My mother loved you."
Oh, wow.
Watch out, Albert.
But she said, "My mama died." But said, "We love you and Billy."
Oh,
And she was the daughter of Charles Summers, the best I remember. And Charles Summers, Mitchell, and his wife Margie had the house right next to the recreational center out there.
oh, really?
And Charles moved to Dunlap and raised a family down there.
Oh,
But she was the sweetest thing, and she said, "I've met a celebrity."
I told you one time I was in Chattanooga at a Chinese restaurant, and I did not know these people at all, but they kept staring at me. And I wasn't thinking about it because Chattanooga, at a Chinese restaurant, I was just relaxing, eating Chinese food. But I noticed this couple kept staring at me like hard. I was like, dang, have I got a booger or what's going on here? I was really paranoid about it. And they finally come up to me and they're like, and the woman was like, "It's you." Like,
It's you.
Well, yeah, it's me, I guess. I still didn't really know what she was meaning. And then she said that her and her husband watch our show all the time and love it. And they were from Georgia. They watch us on YouTube. Yeah. But it was funny.
I have to tell
really
people,
funny.
though, I say, "I'm Albert, I'm not Billy."
Right.
The definition of famous.
Yeah.
Look up that one. Is to be noticed, to be known.
To be known.
True. That is true.
Amos
yeah.
did a good job on his cookies. Famous
Amos. Well, that's a good name.
That's good.
That's a real catchy name. Whoever. Well, he did get rich, didn't he?
I'm sure.
Yeah, those were a big hit.
Well, I don't know how I got off on that. I'm sorry, but she was so sweet.
Yeah.
She just walked straight toward me.
Yeah, we really do appreciate all the kind words and letters, everything from
And calls.
Calls, yes.
Ruby McLaughlin calls me on a pretty regular basis.
We love Ruby from Dunlap. I hope you're doing well, Ruby.
On Sunday sometimes.
Does
Really?
she?
She's 95, Daryl.
She's 95 going on 60.
She
I mean, she
I know who
is.
she is. I know where she lives.
Oh,
But
she's
other than that,
awesome.
I'm like,
But she thinks she's like 30 years younger than what she is.
Oh, her voice sounds good
It's
to
amazing.
me.
yeah.
But she's a big fan of the Albert and Billy show, so I hope you're doing well, Ruby and Dunlap.
And Lala.
And Lala sends us cards, games. She sends presents, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we love Lala too. We love all you guys.
She's given me a lot of help on things that I use on here.
Yeah, she hasn't she?
Yeah. A lot of
She's from
material. I don't know where
Dunlap,
she
too.
gets it all, but she's been feeding me for
Yeah.
years. Helps me out with Albertology.
She really does. I know she does. We'll do trivia in just a minute.
Right.
But I also want to remind folks, Morgan Brothers, who's a sponsor of our show, their bar is now open to the public. Of course, they were not able to be open for a little while because of COVID, but they are back open to the public officially. And they do karaoke's on Friday and Saturday from 9 until midnight each night. And the first two that they've done so far went over really well. They have great food. I mean, you can go there and just eat anytime. I think they're open Wednesday through Sunday. I believe so.
That's right.
And but they're also, we don't know all the details yet, but a new business is in the works, and they're hoping that it will be open on Halloween. And I will have a lot more details about this in the coming weeks, but I'm excited about it. It sounds really, really exciting.
Sounds like you've got about 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah. And we'll give more details as it gets closer, but I love it. It sounds like a great idea. So that's to be continued. We'll let you know more about that in the coming weeks. So now it is.
Oh, it's time for trivia. Now, some of these, Billy, I don't expect you to get, but there are learned people out here watching us.
That's true.
And
true.
listening to us on the radio.
I've been getting people sending some of the answers to me on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Well, it bothered me. The first day that it hit me blindsided, I got to thinking some of these hard questions I'm asking that took me no telling how long to come up with one.
Yeah.
And I would jot them down wherever I found the time to do it. But all they've got to do is look it up on their darn phones, and they can give you that.
That bothers,
It bothers
so
me.
bad.
I don't want you to do that.
It's called goozing. Google.
They are.
My pastor
They
says.
don't all do that though.
My pastor says that he can Google. His dad's living with him now, but he used to be able to Google his dad in North Carolina or wherever he lived, and see him sitting on the tailgate of his truck.
I know, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
But you know what? As smart as we are, send a man to the moon. If one bulb goes out on your Christmas tree lights, the whole thing is kaboom.
That's true.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. There's a lot of things I don't understand.
But that bothers
Not
me.
some more Christmas tree lights.
Exactly.
Oh, you did the right.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a good
Think
point.
about it. Think about it, folks. A light snow. Now, there's two answers possible. But what do you call not a heavy snow?
Flurry.
But a flurry that's the first thing I put down.
Yeah, I mean,
a skiff is another. Just a
I would've never
trace.
said
Just
that.
a trace of snow is called a skiff.
Who in the world calls it skiff?
Albert.
I think you're the only one.
I did not dream up that word.
Next time it barely snows, instead of saying flurry, I'm going to get on the radio and say, it snows skiffing outside, folks. We got a skiff of snow out. Hey, gal.
Now listen, I've never tasted an alcoholic beverage, but
Right. Oh, it'd be so
what
funny.
what is put in your martini?
Well, I used to bartend. I should know this.
You used to bartend?
Yes, you know that. He got don't let him fool you. He got mad at me for a little while too. We'll talk about that off camera too.
Well, you ought to know what's in a martini
I
then.
used to bartend too, but I don't know what.
Well,
You can put olives.
olive. That's what I'm. I never
different
saw
things.
one. I never saw one.
Oh,
But I think
they taste horrible. Horrible.
I think Patricia's one that told me that.
They taste horrible, but they are pretty cool looking. I will give them that.
Okay, finish this out. Well, no, give me the meaning of scarlet. What color comes to my mind? It comes to your mind when you hear the word scarlet.
Red.
Red. Scarlet red.
That's what they live lines for.
What famous person in literature, her first name was Scarlet?
The
Famous.
one from Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't think of O'Hara.
Oh,
There
O'Hara.
we go.
Someday I want to tell you why O'Hare Airport is named O'Hare Airport.
Oh,
It's a beautiful story.
that'd be a good Albertology story there, wouldn't it?
It'd take a while to tell it, but it needs to be told.
Okay, well, we'll do that.
What sound does a hen make? Have you ever heard a hen in the barnyard?
I mean, I'm sure I have, but I don't think I could imitate the sound.
A duck quacks, but
Yeah.
how does what does a hen? What sound do they make?
I might need my lifeline on that one.
Cackle?
Cackle?
Well, cluck.
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 Oh, yeah.
A cackle,
I've heard
maybe
them do
the rooster.
Yeah, and they do that. Yeah, I think it'll attempt to
If
imitate
you
it.
go to if you buy something secondhand, what is it if you buy it secondhand?
Like borrowed,
No, if you buy something secondhand,
buy something.
describe a secondhand item that you buy.
Repurposed?
Is that what you?
Repurpose, or
Is that-
it's used. It's been used before. If you buy,
I thought I said okay. Maybe I meant to say used. I said borrowed, but it's
You did
used.
say borrowed.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the answer though. Used.
that's what a lot of people are doing with cars. They're having.
Oh yeah, don't blame them.
I have seen when I go to McDonald's every morning to get my cup of coffee. I have seen trucks in that line getting their breakfast, and God, I'm not swearing, but listen, I vow to you, some of those trucks look like they're in the $75,000 range.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the first
Easy.
vehicle I ever bought, brand new, right over here across the street, I bought a
Wow,
brand new car in
that's amazing.
1960, brand new, never been used,
I'm sure.
for $2,121.25.
Gosh,
That's a lot of money though.
back then it
I
was.
borrowed the money from the bank, paid it back $100 a month.
I wish I was alive in those days.
An instrument in a band that's beaten.
Wait, I was reminiscing, wishing I was alive in 1960. So say that again.
An instrument in a band that you play, but it's beaten.
The drum.
The drum.
Okay.
Drum.
Yeah.
You wouldn't beat anything else.
No.
You might beat on a piano though.
Well, maybe. Probably shouldn't, but maybe.
An opposite of an ally.
Of an enemy.
An enemy or a foe.
Yeah.
I'd rather have an ally as have an enemy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how many enemies I have.
I doubt very many.
When I was
pretty safe bet.
manager of the grocery store up here where Piggly Wiggly is for many years.
Many years.
There's no telling how many kids we hired as checkout girls and bag boys and stock boys over the years.
So,
But I would like to have been a fly on the wall and listen to what some of those kids said about me. The boss, you know.
yeah, you might have been days there. You might have ticked them off a time or two.
I'm sure.
You can even Google that now.
Yeah, probably.
If you're out in the ocean and you see a big piece of floating ice, what
What's
is
a
it?
glacier? Iceberg.
Iceberg. A
yeah.
glacier would be stationary.
Okay. Okay.
An iceberg
is
was
floating.
broken away from the ice glacier.
Yeah. The
And
iceberg is what sank the Titanic, right?
they ran into an iceberg.
Yeah.
The unsinkable sank.
I know. That's crazy.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah, me too. Glad I wasn't around for that one.
Now, opposite of secondhand,
Brand new.
never worn.
Brand new?
Brand new.
Okay.
Never worn. Carolyn and I were shopping in a store one time in Chattanooga. It was a Goodwill.
Oh, yeah. That's a
And we
good
didn't
place to
expect
go.
anything to be new. But
Well,
we were
it'll
looking at the
surprise you.
shirts, and she picked up one and said, Albert, this is a good looking shirt.
Yeah.
It still had the tag on it. Never worn.
Wow.
Somebody had donated
Wow.
it to Goodwill, just bought it and gave it to them.
That's awesome right
Cost
there.
me $2, and I still have it. And that was in 1960.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't remember how long ago it was, but it's been many years.
Oh.
Still have the shirt now?
I'll
So
still
he
wear
said-
it.
Still wear
Oh,
it.
my God.
It still has its wonderful color.
He's exaggerating on
No,
the
I'm
timeline.
not.
a
No,
little bit.
I'll
Yes,
wear it.
you
I'll
are.
wear it, and I'll show you.
I know you got it, but I think you're exaggerating on the timeline a little bit. It wasn't no 1960 when you bought it.
Carolyn was still alive. She'd been dead 7 years. She's 7 years. So it's been at least
We'll
20
try
or
that.
30 years ago.
Okay, which was not 1960, maybe
Why not?
1990 tops.
I have a cap that she bought for me in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
A man saved 15 Prince Albert labels, and she sent off and bought me a cap that says in yellow letters on red cap, Prince Albert.
You should have
And I
said.
wear it. I still wear it.
Oh, you got to wear that on here. You got to. now.
I'll prove it.
Yeah. The fans they need to see some proof.
It messed up my hair.
You have so much hair, you know.
I'm letting my hair grow out. When I go get a haircut, I say, "Don't you touch my hair on my head, on top of my head." I've not let them touch the top of my head in 7 years. Horse game.
Oh, horseshoes.
Horse game.
Well, that is one though, but you're talking
That's
about an
not
actual
what the
horse.
horse is.
I know.
I love to play horseshoes.
Yeah, I do too.
Why do they
thinking
call that horseshoe? I guess you're
Really?
using a horseshoe
of
to
the
pick.
horse? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Let me
But a
think.
game that you play.
Let me think on this because this is not a game that anybody plays around here.
No.
So, and I can see them. They ride the horses and they
Yeah, and they got a stick and they
a
hit.
stick. No. This
on.
is really making me mad because I know it and I just cannot think.
4
of the name.
letters.
Polo.
Polo.
Finally.
It's not Marco Polo either. That's all of the trivia.
Have you saw the Geico commercial?
My
With
shirt, if it was a polo.
There's a Marco Polo commercial now on the Geico. Have you saw it?
No.
It was pretty good. That Marco's actually in the pool with them when they're playing that
Seen
game.
the Bigfoot commercial with Geico?
I love them.
Daryl?
Yes,
My name's
yes.
Daryl.
Yeah, I love those. Okay, well, we can go to sports now if
All
you want
right.
to.
I have some.
We're on Facebook Live too, Papa, so thanks for watching out there on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us.
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
You know, I do the Sunday school lesson on Facebook every.
You were a big hit on
Ever-
there.
You're
Well,
a big kid.
but I've never seen one.
I couldn't believe that.
I don't know how long I've been doing it, but anyway,
Months now, and he's not seen the first
I
one.
showed him a few weeks ago that he's getting like 1,700 views.
Yeah, and he,
Sunday School Live.
that's
amazing.
good,
but
Papa.
here's the thing.
He had no clue, did he?
I'm on, but I've never seen it. And I asked the pastor, I said, how much longer are we going to be doing this? Because I felt like it's just during the virus, you know. Because
That's what I thought, yeah.
all of our adults are in the gym, and one
Okay.
adult teacher stands up and teaches everybody.
Oh, okay.
But he started this several months ago. So I asked him here a couple of weeks ago, I said, now, Brother Jim, how much longer do you want me to do this? He said, till you die.
Well, it's a hit.
I said, thanks,
It's a hit.
till you die. Jim, you got to
His
know
head's
Jim.
going to be so swollen.
No,
from all
you gotta
this,
know
he
Jim.
don't fit through the door.
You got to know Jim Whitaker. I'm telling
I
you.
know him. I know him. Yeah.
Quit.
Well, let's hear some sports.
All right,
then.
baseball. I did
Baseball.
this first because it's easy to keep up with. I'm not trying to tell you all about all the other 30 teams.
The Braves and the Dodgers.
The Braves are in first place with a 29-21 record. They're still in first place.
That's not that great, but it's okay.
No, it's not. Consider
Okay.
my Dodgers
Yeah.
35-15. No
Well,
other
that's
team
really
in
good.
sports has won 35 games except my Dodgers.
Notice how he says, my Dodgers.
They've been
My
mine.
Dodgers.
Look at my watch.
They're his Dodgers, everybody.
My Dodgers have been since 1947.
Yeah, you was a fan in the Brooklyn days, too, weren't you?
Oh yeah, they were in Brooklyn.
That's where it
Ebbets
started.
Field. The name of the stadium was Ebbets Field.
Yeah.
I never did know why. I never did know Mr. Ebbets. Tennis.
Tennis.
The U.S.
Yeah.
Open. Didn't
US
we?
Open.
We saw some outstanding
matches.
tennis.
Yes.
Greatest matches I've ever seen in my life.
Serena came so close to
she
tying
could-
that record. She came so close.
Well, the
She's going
finals,
to do
though,
it. She's going to do it.
Osaka was.
Osaka won.
She's good, but
She's
she
very good.
She lost that first set and then turned right around and won.
Which the girl she beat, though, is no slouch. She's a two-time Grand Slam champion herself.
Azarenka.
She's on the
good.
comeback trail, too. She had a baby as well.
Yeah,
And plus,
about-
she struggled with injuries, so...
What, it was about 3 years old?
Yeah, she's really struggled, so it was good to see her break through like that.
But in the men's finals,
Yeah, it was a good match, too. A great match.
Alexander
Great match.
Z,
Yeah.
I'm going to use this,
He wins his first.
and Theme, is that how
Oh,
you-
wait, he won. Yeah,
won.
Dominic Team.
Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic Team. Yeah.
Team? Okay, Alexander had won.
Those are two young guns, though. They're the
but-
future.
But
of
that
tennis.
was a marathon. He lost the first two sets,
to come
and he
back
came
from
back and won
yeah.
3 in a row.
It was
Well,
hours long, very long match.
And then the same thing happened in the finals.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it. For you to be behind 2 sets
Him to do that
and
back
then
to
turn
back
around
like
and win
that.
3 sets in a row over the guy that just beat you 2 sets, I don't understand how you can do that.
It is kind of crazy. It's a huge momentum shift. Yeah.
Hadn't been done in 70-something years.
Yeah, it's rare that it happens because it is so hard to come back from that.
Well,
Yeah.
you would think this is impossible.
You would, and I'd say a lot of the players give up when they're down
If that guy's ahead of me 2 sets and all he needs is 1 more and I've got to win 3, I don't see. There's a tendency in us to give up when there's
Yeah.
things like
I think what keeps them
impossible,
going,
you know?
though, in those tournaments like that is this is a Grand Slam. I'm going to give everything I got on this.
Well, they're
Nothing to
pros.
lose,
They're
you know?
pros.
Yeah.
And they have to go with the flow, and they have to figure out, well, I've got. And,
Yeah.
and listen, I've heard Serena beat herself to death verbally
She
on the
has.
court,
Yes,
and she
yes.
could turn it around then.
Yeah, that's when she gets mad. Sometimes she plays better and hits it even harder.
You know, I hadn't thought about doing that. I'll get mad at myself sometimes.
You know, in tennis, though, since the COVID's been going on, so the slams are out of order. They're starting the clay court season now, and the French Open will be, what, in a week? Another Grand Slam, the French Open. And they are going to have fans in the
They are going to have fans.
Yeah. So I was glad to hear that.
It's hard for me to imagine sports figures performing without the accolades that helps give
It would be,
you
it'd be very
extra
hard on
stamina.
them. Yeah.
which gives you
It keeps them going. Sometimes the
surge
fans
of
keep them in
energy.
it. Yeah.
And you don't have that?
And it's fake. I mean, they have like
They have
noises
some
and stuff, but it's
cartoon characters set up in the
basically, yeah, that's what it is. So I was glad to hear that. So the French Open, I
Okay.
like that. I'm glad they're going to do that.
Football. Bledsoe County took care of business last Friday night.
Yeah, and I need to say something on that.
Go right ahead.
Yes, they did win. I'll let you talk about that. We're actually ranked now, aren't we, in the state?
I don't know if it's 9th or 6th.
Okay,
I think I read it both
but
ways.
we're ranked. That's great. That's great. But I do want to remind people the big game next week against Sequatchie County.
Yeah.
First of all, it's going to start at 6:30, and it will be televised on WFLI.
Oh,
So, you know, the game of the week. That's pretty cool. And
that's big.
there'll be 1,000 fans allowed for Bledsoe and 500 for Sequatchie County. And I will keep announcing that.
And wear
on
a
the
mask.
radio. And wear a mask, yeah.
That's Albert
And that's, well, I think that was, well, I've already said that, though. I said that at the end of the year, yeah. But this is new. Like, this is
But that-
1,000 fans for Bledsoe, and I think 500 for Sequatchie.
That trophy is something, boy. We got to win that trophy.
Yeah, I think we will. I'd be very surprised if we didn't this year.
Well, we really took care of Grundy County.
After destroying Tyner, you know,
Well,
which
the
was a
Tyner
historic
was
upset.
that was I mean, it was an easy compared to how we never had beat them in
We
history.
never beat them ever.
But
That's
Grundy
huge.
County, we scored 40 points and only
Yeah.
allowed 6.
Well, I knew we'd beat Grundy County pretty bad as long as Bledsoe played well. I was afraid of maybe a little bit of a letdown from the big win, but didn't see one.
That's possible. Of course, a lot of that depends on the other team's defense.
Yeah.
But you've got those 3 names that will keep on being repeated: Robeck and Harmon Keith and Cadillac Seaver. Those 3 characters are performing every
They've been the
week
go-to players.
consistently,
Yeah, definitely.
yardage-wise and scoring-wise.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
if you get the ball 60 plays, you're going to be doing something with that ball with one of those 3 men
That's
every
right.
time.
And they're all, none of them, you know, they're underclassmen, you know. We're talking about a lot of sophomores and juniors on this team, so they'll be back next year for sure. They'll
Well,
be good next year too.
Interestingly, I wanted to report on the South Pittsburgh Marion County game.
Ooh, that's always a big one.
Well, Marion County didn't show up.
Wait, they
One
got
of-
blitzed or they
One of their
didn't show up?
players was tested positive.
Oh, okay.
So they
Okay.
called and canceled the game. Well, South Pittsburgh said, well, we'll just reschedule it.
That's what should have happened, I would think. Yeah.
Well, they could not get Marion County to come up with a definite date to reschedule the game. So,
Wow,
guess what
that's-
happened?
Uh,
Forfeit. You know what the score is of a forfeit game?
what, 1-0?
1-0.
So South Pittsburgh got the big win then, and that's huge actually.
But
Huge.
here's a side note. I've heard, and I didn't read between the lines, I read this, that there's a possibility because of the friction that's existing
Yeah, they're big
between those 2
rivals.
schools.
Very big rivals.
And this is the straw that broke the camel's back. There is talk now that second oldest rivalry in the
It's gonna
state
be
of
canceled,
Tennessee
isn't it?
might be ended.
Oh,
That's sad for people in both communities.
it is. It is. Marion
Don't you
County's
know that
such a
was
big
Luke?
county, you know, to have 2 schools
2 big
anyway.
schools
They
like
both
that.
won numerous state championships.
So
That's
it's
pretty
very, it's
good.
a sad,
But that's sad
time.
if they end that. Yeah. that would be-
College-wise, Georgia Tech beat Florida State. Notre Dame beat Duke.
Yeah.
And Louisiana Lafayette upset Iowa.
Didn't see
I
that
don't
one
understand
coming.
that.
Didn't see that one coming
No.
at all. But see, you always have some upsets like that, though, every year.
If you drop a basketball, you know it will bounce back up to you. If you
Right.
drop a football, you don't know where it's going.
That's true.
Football. Speaking of footballs,
So when does Big Orange premiere? When does Tennessee
September
debut?
the 26th, I believe.
The 26th. Yeah.
That'll be next Saturday.
Against South Carolina.
Well, it's not Charlotte.
No, it's
Charlotte
South
was the
Carolina. Yeah, no, I wish it was still.
Peyton Manning has a foundation. He and his wife began this work with charitable causes.
Yeah.
This week, I read in the paper where he had created a 6 scholarships for black colleges. These colleges are 4 of them in the state of Louisiana. That's his home state. He's from Louisiana.
Peyton Manning is?
Peyton Manning.
No, I didn't know
You did-
that.
Well,
How did I not know that?
Archie Manning?
That's true, but no, I did know it, but I did get it mixed up, and you'll see why. I was thinking Mississippi, because they did go to hit 2 out of the 3 Mannings did go to Ole Miss.
Okay.
So that's why.
But out of the 6 scholarships that he set up, that the foundation has set up, and by the way, he and his wife both wanted it to be anonymous. They did not want it to be leaked that they were the ones that granted the scholarships. 2 of them are in Tennessee. One of those is Fisk, and one of those is Tennessee State. The Fisk scholarship is awarded in the name of Wilma Rudolph. Wilma Rudolph, as a child, had polio.
Okay.
And she overcame that polio and became a world-class sprinter, and in 1960 won 3 gold medals in the Olympics.
Okay, because I was about to say that for some reason that name sounds familiar.
That 1960, you weren't born.
No, but they must remember her a lot or something. She must have been pretty famous.
But anyway,
if she won that many, no wonder.
What Peyton did, not only in his home state and not only in Tennessee, but he also did some charitable work in the 2 states where he played pro ball.
Really? So that'd be Indiana and Colorado?
Both states benefited from and he won a Super Bowl with both states.
Yeah, he did. I know. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Peyton Manning has a lot of positive vibes coming from him.
Yeah.
He did it while he was in school, but now this foundation,
I think that's why he's so popular. One of the reasons.
To do this for 6 black universities, I would hope that 1 or 2 more organizations or individuals that have the wherewithal to do it would follow suit. And maybe endow some more scholarships.
Yeah. Hopefully they will. We'll have to wait and see on that.
Golf. You love golf, don't you?
Yeah.
The U.S. Open, and this is the 120th anniversary.
The world's most boring sport, in my opinion. But hey, they're making big money though. So
they're making. If you win,
well, that's debatable about if it's a sport or not.
They started yesterday. I don't have anything to report.
Oh,
but it's
a big tournament. In golf.
U.S. Open, that's the biggie.
I didn't hear that part. Well, yeah, that's huge, yeah.
That's not the biggie.
It's a big one, though.
The Masters, I would think, is the big.
Well, the Masters is huge, yeah. That is the big.
Joel Stanford always went to the Masters.
In Augusta?
Yeah. Now, football one more time, and this is the last item under sports.
Well, I'll say something about the NBA then.
No.
My Celtics are down 2-0 now.
Poor.
No.
But listen, the Big Ten has reversed course.
I heard about this.
And now they're going to start play October the 23rd.
Okay, which is a little.
And they're only going to have an 8-game slate. But that will enable them to participate in a championship.
Okay.
There will be one opening at the end of the season on December the 19th when a championship game would be played.
Yeah.
So if some of these teams in the Big Ten can schedule a game on December the 19th, they can have a 9-game schedule.
And I think they probably will.
But isn't it amazing?
I'm glad that they're doing that.
Just about 2 weeks ago, the President of the United States said to the Big Ten,
he did.
Play ball.
He did. You know what, though, on that right there, since that's not politics, I did agree with him on that. I think they jumped the gun and panicked, and they made the decision very hasty. And they should have waited a little bit, like the other conferences did.
Well, the situation is no safer now than it was then. It's no more dangerous now than it was then.
That it doesn't seem to matter either way.
But I think maybe somebody listened that is in a position to make those decisions, and they have decided that they will play it one day at a time, and they will go by what feedback they get and and they're going to test those players every day.
Exactly. I mean, they're taking all the necessary precautions. They really are. And I just really don't think it would make a difference either way. I mean, it doesn't really seem to matter either way on things
Well,
like
here's
that.
the thing. We are a sports-oriented society.
Exactly.
It's crippling not to have the fans because that contributes to the minus financially for everyone involved. But television is going to take up a lot of slack.
Yeah.
Television was, I think they were about ready to televise some marble tournaments.
I think they were, because
they were looking for anything to televise.
I was going crazy without sports. I really was.
But anyway, that's it for sports.
But I'm glad they're doing that though. Any word on the Pac-12?
Not one word.
No, I heard it's made them start thinking about it too.
Well,
a lot of players are transferring though. They're under some pressure.
The Big Ten, I would think the Southeastern Conference is the biggie.
It
Looks
is.
to me like we would wield more influence than anybody.
I think they did. When they said they were going to play. I think that's why a lot of the other ones did.
But the Big Ten and the Pac-12, they said no, and so.
Well, yeah, I thought at the time that was, they should have waited a little bit before they announced that. So glad to hear one of them's coming back. That's good to know. Well, that's it for sports.
I have nothing else.
Hopefully next week I can say that my Celtics have made a comeback against the Heat in the NBA playoffs.
Possible.
It's been done, hasn't it? All right, folks, after the break, it'll be time for some good old Albertology.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up next right here on the Albert and Billy Show. Stick around, folks.
You're listening to WUAT Radio, 1110 AM, Pikeville, Tennessee.
Well, we got some people on there, I see. Where are they? I can't really tell.
Yeah, we do have some folks watching.
Hello, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching on Facebook.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of go on and show everybody a little bit about what's going on with the Billy Show.
We'll have to start doing this weekly. Let's see. We are shooting episode, I believe, 148. I would love for us to be able to somehow, like we did our 100th episode, it'd be cool to do the 150th episode similar to that.
That was a lot of fun that night.
It was great. It was great. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a great crowd for that. It was a lot of fun.
I should remember it too, shouldn't I?
You do. We had a lot of fun with that, and
I saw a lot of people there.
3-year stretch now.
In and out, it was a good bit of people that came.
It was, yeah, and they participated really well. I remember that. They were a good crowd. Like, they wanted to ask him questions.
But people were coming in and they would stand for a little bit or sit for a little bit, and then they would leave, and more people would come in.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that too. And we got to talk to a lot of
so it's been close to that'd be close to 3 years, Bill.
So it's been close to 3 years.
I would think we're on our 3rd year. Yeah, this will be the 3rd season. Yep. It's been fun. It's been fun.
In November, I'll be doing the Country Gospel Bluegrass Radio Show on Sunday. 200 shows.
200 every week.
Every week.
So that'd be 50. So that'd be nearly 4 years.
3.
I don't know.
You said 200.
Yeah.
You've been doing it here for how long? Has it been that long?
It's been 3 years, has it?
Gosh, has it?
3 years.
Man, time does fly.
50 a year. You divide that into 200, you come up with 4 years.
God, has it been that long?
4 times 5 is 20.
Quick break though, because we're doing pretty good on time, but I'll be right back.
I'll take care of less today, Dylan. Oh, doggone, I lost my debit card.
Hey, use that new Mountain Valley Bank app we got. Card Valet. You can freeze your card so nobody can use it till you find it.
That's a good idea, Dylan. Where was the last place I used my debit card?
I don't know. Hurry up. I can't stay until I hear error. I feel like I'm doing the mannequin challenge. I'm gonna end up with lockjaw. Thank God.
The app freezes my debit card, Dylan, not you.
Oh.
Ben Buckner here, General Manager of Victory Pre-Owned of Dunlap. I'm here to let everyone know that Victory offers a full-service garage open to the public. Our mechanics are ASE certified and locally known and have over 20 years of experience. From our $29.95 oil change to complete car care, no job is too big or too small. Come in and check us out, 15480 Rankin Avenue, right in the middle of Dunlap, Tennessee.
Dana Thompson and her family just finished construction on their second new home with River Valley Ag Credit. Side by side, we ensured they got a quality, lasting home. You see, Dana and Brady have two daughters who rely on them.
And we rely on River Valley Ag Credit.
Rely on River Valley Ag Credit, serving Western Kentucky and Tennessee farmers for decades.
Lending support for generations, River Valley Ag Credit.
Of the map represent completed fiber-ready projects. From the Fiber Foundation, we are currently building what is known as the last mile, fiber to the home, which connects every member with an individual fiber connection, allowing them to choose the broadband services with unlimited data usage and speeds up to 1 gigabit per second for their home or business. In 2008, Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative began designing and building all new service areas as fiber to the home. A hybrid network design proved to be the most cost-efficient for the last phases of the network foundation in the most sparsely populated areas. Connecting our most remote members with an individual fiber connection during this phase of the network upgrade is why some of our most rural areas became fiber-ready before our towns, which is shown with these highlighted areas. Other fiber-to-the-home areas highlighted here have been built to meet business needs for our customers who signed up for broadband services with unlimited data usage and speeds of 100 megabit and 1 gigabit per second to conduct business from their homes. Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative is here to serve the member. Our current projects in Pikeville and Dunlap have the distribution fiber already in place in all of Pikeville and a large portion of Dunlap, setting for timely installs as members in these areas sign up for faster broadband packages now. Our most ambitious fiber-to-the-home project, outlined in orange, is currently underway in Dunlap, a complete cutover, which connects every customer on an individual fiber connection as the distribution fiber is being placed. Better broadband and video services can then be added, often with just a call to the office. Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, building the best network in the world, right here in the Sequatchie Valley.
Have you ever gotten a phone call from a number that looks suspiciously like your own? It has your area code, the first 3 digits are the same as your own number, so you answer it.
Hi, this is Jessica. You've just won a free vacation to the Bahamas.
Don't worry, you're not the only one getting these calls. Tens of thousands of Americans report that they receive these every day from similar numbers. So what are they? They're a specific type of robocall. Typical robocalls are pre-recorded messages, usually for political campaigns, public announcements, and yes, telemarketing. Your run-of-the-mill robocall will be from a randomized number, but now, telemarketers are using a technique called neighbor spoofing. That's what makes the number look similar to yours. The idea is that, well, if the first few numbers look like your own phone number, you'll answer. You may think it's from a relative, an old friend from your hometown, your kid's school, or a neighbor. And robocalling is a lucrative business. Some pretend they're the IRS. Some pretend it's a down payment for a vacation giveaway. In fact, a robocall center uncovered in India in 2016 was found to be generating around $150,000 every day from American consumers. It's estimated that people received around 2.5 billion robocalls per month in 2016. So, are these robocalls illegal? Well, robocalls made by computerized autodialers, they're illegal. They call randomly inputted phone numbers at high speeds. But not all robocalls are illegal. Back in 1991, when telemarketing calls were becoming more prevalent, the Federal Communications Commission created the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It's been amended many times with the evolving technology of phones, and currently it differentiates legal robocalls from illegal ones. Here's a list of rules that businesses that want to make robocalls need to follow. But the act still hasn't prevented illegal robocalls from happening. In an August 2017 press release, the Federal Trade Commission said that robocalls are its #1 complaint, with more than 1.9 million complaints made within the first 5 months of 2017. The FTC is sending all complaints and attached phone numbers to cell phone carriers and app developers to create better countermeasures. But what are some things you can do to stop robocalls? To start, keep your number to yourself. Don't offer your number if signups or registrations for business services don't require you to. Second, sign up for the National Do Not Call Registry. This registry, set up by the FTC in 2003, won't block all robocalls, but it will block a majority of them. And registration is free. Finally, if you end up getting a robocall, let it go to voicemail. The TCPA states legal robocalls must provide a toll-free callback number to opt out, which you can call immediately after. If the call doesn't leave a voicemail, it may be an illegal robocall, so file a complaint with the FTC on their website. And if you're still getting harassed by what looks like your own number, there are several apps that you can use to block calls, such as NoMo Robo or Calls Blacklist.
All right, we're back, folks. It's time for Albertology. We'll quickly thank our sponsors, Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance. Go see Frank, Susan, and Sadie, my buddy Sadie. I love Sadie. I love that little dog. The offices of Emma Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, and Michael Walker. Thank you guys for supporting us. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go see Matt Massengale and his friendly staff for all your insurance needs in South Pikeville. They're right by Putnam Reed Funeral Home. Pikeville Family Dentistry is right across the street from us here. Dr. Lee and Company. And then Mag's Auto Sales, The Loom on Cumberland Avenue, our next door neighbor. We talked about Judy a little bit earlier today, didn't we? She's making a quilt, and it's going to be a prize at a benefit. And Nickel Row Antiques. You guys got to come out. You got to come check out Nickel Row Antiques, which is right here with us at the radio station. I love it. I think it's a good setup what they have going on. I
bought one of my lady friends a rose that's multicolored.
Yeah,
and it's made out of an article that it's not real.
Yeah,
it's made that it never will get old.
Ooh, I like that.
It was pretty.
That was slick, Papa. That was slick. He's still a player. Don't let him fool you guys. And they've got all kinds of stuff though.
Building brownie points.
Yeah. They've got antiques, glassware, quilts, unique furniture, coins, tins, memorabilia, and a whole lot more. And it's a mall. I mean, you also have Coffee Cup Antique, which is right across the road from us here at Cliffs.
And it's cram-packed full.
It is. And then here you have different vendors set up at Nickel Row. It's different people set up, about probably 8 businesses total set up in here, maybe.
Clifford was also telling me the other day that he has very well-priced furniture and things like that. So for someone that's going to start a new household or things of that sort, that he will really work on the numbers with you over there on furniture. And
you can June down. You can June down, everybody. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Cliff.
We'll call it cliffing down.
He'll cliff him down a little bit. He'll love that. But both malls, of course, are right here on Main Street. If you have any questions, though, you can give them a call at 447-3500. 447-3500. So thanks to all of our sponsors. And now, Papa, it's time for some good old Albertology. Let's hear your
Well,
what's on your mind today? We'll talk about it.
I want to go back. I want to go back to 911 just for a second.
911.
I know that we had that last week.
9/11. Okay.
We had that last week.
It's called 9/11.
9/11.
Yeah.
Well, I always call it 911.
That's what people call.
Okay.
Papa.
I know that. But it happened in 01.
It did. It was crazy. It was.
Jay Greason had an article in the paper this week, and he was running a reference on how many were, of the 3,204 deaths, he was kind of giving the age breakdown, some in their 30s and some in their 40s, but two in particular got my attention.
Oh.
A young girl by the name of Patricia Richardson was 4 months old. That broke my heart.
No, that's
but
sad.
then I read about Caden Elliott. She only got to live 2 months.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, Albert, cut that out and let people know that of the 3,204 people that lost their lives, 2 of them were little bitty babies.
I know. That is sad. And they would be, what, 19 now? That's very sad.
Well, it was 19 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, Casey was born in 01.
Yeah. She was just a baby when all that happened. I remember it vividly. We all remember it. And I don't think I'll ever forget it.
It's one of those things you remember where you were standing or where you were at.
I remember where I was standing.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, have you ever run into a grizzly bear?
No, and I hope I don't.
And listen, in the paper today, they found the remains of a man. They don't know that the bear was kind of gnawing on him. They don't know if the bear killed him and was eating him,
or if he's already
killed. If he found the man that's dead. So they're conducting, running an autopsy on him to try to find out what caused him to die. But they killed the bear because once a bear gets the taste of human flesh, then they want that bear gone.
That's it, yeah.
But how do you handle a grizzly bear? Listen to this.
We all need to listen to this probably, Papa.
There are 700 plus grizzly bears in Yellowstone National Park. Have you ever been there?
I haven't. I would love to go there. I know you.
I've been there. The first thing that we met, though, when we drove in was a buffalo right in the middle of the road.
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
But the 700 grizzly bears, should you spot one, fight your instincts to run. Instead, walk away slowly.
I've always heard that.
And avoid any contact with him.
Yeah.
If he heads your way, make yourself look as large as you can, possibly by holding up a coat, standing on a rock. Try to make an imposing figure to that bear. If he charges, speak in low tones so that the bear can recognize you're a human.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
If he proceeds to attack, play dead.
Oh, okay.
Here's our dog.
Play possum.
Here's our dog. And pray.
And pray, absolutely.
Pray hard.
Yes.
Pray fast.
You dang right. And that is great advice. Absolutely great advice.
More people attacked by black bears in America.
Yeah.
More of them.
And it'd be the same advice on that too.
I would think so.
And
they say make a lot of noise and do a lot of make.
Try to scare them off. But it would that's one of those situations though, Papa, where you really don't know what you would do until you're in that situation.
This man
run screaming like a girl.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people probably panic completely.
This man was on a hike in the woods one day and following a trail, and he sees a bear coming right toward him. And he tries to outrun the bear, but he sees he's not going to make it. So he just finally falls down. And he prays, "Oh Lord, let this bear be a Christian." And the bear caught up with him, and the bear sat down and bowed his head. And thank God for his meal.
Thank God for his meal.
Ask Marilyn.
Oh, that was good.
Ask Marilyn.
Okay.
Dogs are much more afraid of thunderstorms than cats.
They don't like them.
As dogs seem more intelligent, why are they so fearful of what they should have learned won't hurt them?
I don't know.
Here's her answer. This question came from Waco, Texas. We think of dogs as smarter because they're far more trainable by humans. But this standard does not apply in nature, including the sound of thunder. Dogs actually lost brain power in favor of obedient behavior when they were domesticated.
Okay.
Dogs came from wolves. A wolf can easily outsmart a dog because the wolf is not been domesticated.
Never knew that.
Cats, by contrast, are not as domesticated, and they retain the native acuity that, for example, enables them to be more likely to survive getting lost than dogs.
That must be true because cats can come back.
And whenever you drop a cat, it will land on its feet.
It sure will. Yes.
They have no fear of thunder.
No?
They have no fear of thunder.
I've never thought about it, but yeah, that's true. But now she's right. Dogs are terrified of it.
I have some celebrity ciphers I want to.
Well, let's see them. Let's hear them.
You know Alex Trebek? We talked about him last week.
We sure did.
80 years old, and he's still doing the
still hosting it, isn't he?
television series Jeopardy.
That's amazing.
I watched it last night.
Well, it's amazing that, he's 80. He could be retired. Plus, he's fighting for his life right now. Now, in stage 4 cancer.
You said 80, he could retire? So could I?
Well, I would think he probably could have retired 20 years ago.
This is what Alex says. My life is what it is, and I can't change that. I can change the future, but I can't change the past. What it is what it is. Way to go, Alex Trebek.
Very true.
You know, Alex, I heard him say one night on the Jeopardy program, he's asking all these hard questions.
Gosh, I know.
And he said, braggingly, he said, some of these questions I submit myself.
Really? I did not know that. Well, then he must be very intelligent then.
You remember Regis Philbin died just not long ago.
I know. I hated to see that.
This is what Regis said.
Okay.
I had my fears of struggling. It dented my confidence. But I never stopped. I kept going for it. And he came out to be pretty successful.
He was very successful. Very successful.
He oozed confidence. He was a handsome man, and it seemed like he knew he was handsome, but he really did a good job at whatever he did.
That is very interesting.
I met him one time.
You met him?
Really?
Museum in
Oh, cool.
We built the fountains and waterfalls there.
Yeah.
And he came there to open it because he was friends with the guy that owned the Titanic.
Wow.
And he was, just like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah. He seemed nice, but, and I was going to say you wouldn't think that he had they struggle with confidence.
No.
You wouldn't think it because he portrayed himself very confident.
Well, once you overcome the fear of whatever it is that made you feel not confident in yourself, then I think that change enables you to major on the new you.
I agree with that.
The new you.
I agree with that,
I can't remember ever being one way or the other.
What about for
nervous
film? For film or Facebook or for they film you?
I don't get nervous.
At first it kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Maybe the first episode I might have been maybe a little nervous, but not bad. No.
Some people are natural.
Maybe we are. That's a compliment. Thank you.
I never did think about it.
I don't either much. I view it as we're talking to a lot of friends,
that's
that's how
I think one thing that helped me, I've been over the years, been able to do some lay preaching, and handle some funerals and handle some weddings, and It just seemed natural to me.
Being a businessman in the store.
He was in the public all the time. That's true.
Yeah, I dealt with the public.
And then I think that probably played a big part of it. And I'm more nervous for stuff before actually, but then when it's showtime, all that goes away.
Yeah.
All that goes away. I don't know why, but that's the way it is for me. Yeah.
I'm going to read just 2 or 3 Reader's Digest.
Go right ahead.
When my daughter had her baby, I flew down to the Naval Station in Kingsville, Texas.
Okay.
That's where her husband was stationed. I wanted to help with the new baby.
Right.
So my first job was to figure out why there was no hot water. Because you have to have hot water to bathe that baby.
Yeah.
So I found the hot water heater.
Okay.
And I soon discovered the problem. The setting was just too low on the hot water heater itself. The thermostat had not been turned up high enough. So she simply raised the temperature.
Right.
And the daughter was so impressed that I had fixed the hot water heater. And so she bragged to her husband that I had fixed that hot water heater. And the husband, it made him mad that a woman came into his house and fixed the hot water heater.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I don't know anything about water heaters. I'm a jet mechanic.
Shouldn't it be called a cold water heater?
Yeah,
cold water heater.
You know, it really should be. Yeah, it really should be.
Don't you just hate a smart ass?
Now, is this one a joke too?
Now listen to this. This is one of the sweetest things I ever read.
So it's not a joke.
It's true. It's true.
But it's not a joke.
No.
Right. Okay.
But listen.
Thank you.
I ran cross country.
Okay.
I was a senior and on the brink of being on the team headed for the state championship.
Oh.
This race today decided it. A girl on my team was just ahead of me. I couldn't catch up. She slowed down, grabbed my hand, pulled me in front, and jettisoned me across the finish line so I could go to the state instead of her.
Oh, wow.
That just blew my mind.
What a selfless person that girl must have been. I mean, that is amazing. And not many people would do that for you. Not many at all.
I have a couple of grandsons that love me.
I'm the favorite. He's with his favorite grandson right now. Yep.
Listen to this story. Listen to this story.
Take that, Caleb.
The reason I'm telling this is because of Caleb.
Oh gosh. Okay, I guess I'll let you.
One time I was driving without a seatbelt, which I often did. I pulled up at a stoplight and an older man in the car next to me motioned to me to put my seatbelt on.
Right,
He pressed his hands together and said, please.
Really?
I always wear a seatbelt now. Caleb is the one that tells me,
oh, he does do that. You're right.
Wear your seatbelt.
He tells everybody that. He tells everybody that.
Oh, it's not just he loves me.
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but he does tell a lot of people that. But maybe he means it more when he tells you. We'll spin it like that.
Okay.
So you can feel special.
All right.
But see, if he was your favorite like me, you know, I'd make you feel special, and I wouldn't tell nobody else that.
Listen to this one. I've noticed that fewer drivers are using their turn signals, and it makes me crazy. I was with a friend who was not using his directionals, and I asked him why. He shot back, said, well, it's nobody's business which way I'm turning.
That's true. That's funny.
I'm just going to tell you
funny.
2 or 3 of mine.
Well, you can do a few, yeah. Especially if they're good.
You wouldn't remember W.C. Fields, but I remember reading about W.C. Fields. He was in the circus business, I think.
Oh, really? He was in the circus.
But anyway, here's what he says. I cook with wine, And sometimes I even add it to the food. Mark Twain said this.
I like that.
Mark Twain. Cauliflower is nothing but cabbage with a college education. I told you how Mark Twain got his name, didn't I?
You have, I'm not going to lie, I forgot, but you have said that on this show.
His name is Samuel Clemens.
Wow, where did they come up with?
He did it. He was serving on the Mississippi Riverboat.
Okay.
And then one day as they approached land, they would cast out the measuring rod and they would measure by the fathoms. And when they got close enough to land, they said Mark Twain, which meant 2 fathoms. Mark put it down 2. And he liked the sound of Mark Twain.
So
he called himself, all of the work that he did, that's the signature that he put, Mark Twain.
Of course, now when I think Twain, I think of sexy Shania, but that's just me.
but his name is Samuel Clemens.
That is interesting, though. That is.
A lot of people cry when they cut onions. The trick is not to form an emotional bond. Now listen to this.
Okay.
Vegetables are a must on a diet. So I suggest carrot cake, zucchini bread, and pumpkin pie. I'm sure that would really help out your diet.
I don't think it'd help the diet, but at least it would be good. They had it right. It was all vegetables.
Food is a big part of the home.
Yes,
and it brings people together, even if they don't want to be.
You're right. That is so true. That is so true.
People will go for a meal.
Like family reunions.
The odds of going to the store for a loaf of bread and coming out with only a loaf of bread, 3 billion to 1.
I agree with that.
Irma Bombeck.
I agree with that for sure.
Now listen, this is the last one I'm going to tell.
Okay.
If you're not supposed to have a midnight snack, why in the world is there a light in the refrigerator?
Ooh. I like that.
That's it for today, folks.
Is that all you jokes? So those were good.
That's cute.
That is. Thanks for listening to us today on WUAT Radio. And thanks for watching us on Facebook Live, everybody. Glad you guys tuned in today. And keep coming back. And also for being on Channel 18 Valley TV as always. And you can watch all of our episodes on YouTube. Don't forget that. And we'll be back next week with another brand new episode of Albert and Billy Show.
So we have 4 venues now?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Wow.
I know it.
You're getting popular.
I knew you when you wasn't nothing.
Right. Thanks, everybody.
See you, folks.
You guys have a great weekend. We'll be back next week.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.